Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News for Tuesday, January 21st, 2025. Stand up for your country. Well, it didn't take long for massive controversy to break out in America, did it? Pardon me. And that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Two presidents using their pardon power. Now, this analysis, I think, will be the most fair you get anywhere on earth. So here we go. First, Donald Trump. 1,583 people have been charged in connection with the January 6th, 2021 riot at the Capitol. 700 have been sentenced to prison. 470 cases have not been tried yet. Just 2 people acquitted. Why? Because there's videotape. And anybody entering that Capitol building is guilty of a crime. No extenuating circumstances. You trespassed. Okay, so it's not a tough call for a jury or a prosecutor to say plead guilty. But there are extenuating circumstances, which I'm going to get into right now, and this is very important. So Donald Trump, it seems, has pardoned everybody. That's what the White House .gov website says. But I don't think that's true. We're still trying to figure it out. 14 people have their sentences commuted. There's a difference. So if you get a pardon, it doesn't overturn your conviction. You still have it on your sheet. But whatever punishment is in play vanishes, so you get out of jail. If you get a commutation, that doesn't forgive the crime either. And it doesn't restore any civil rights. A pardon does. So if you get a pardon, then you can vote or you can own a gun. But if you get a commutation, you can't. It's technical, but that's what it is. Now, there have been some pretty tough people let out of prison on pardons. One of them the media is honking about is a guy named Julian Khater, Khater. So he attacked U.S. Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick, all right? And Sicknick died the next day from a stroke. And Sicknick's family obviously says, look, the reason he's dead is because this guy, Khater, and others attacked him. Now, that's not on the death certificate, but if you're a family member, I'm sure you believe that, right? Okay, so Khater, the attacker, has been jailed since March 14th, 2021. He didn't get bail. So he's been in there, and he was sentenced to 80 months, and he's getting out now because of the pardon. So you make the call. If it were me and I were President Trump, I would not have pardoned Khater. Violent. Anybody who's attacked a police officer is violent and doesn't have sympathy for me if I'm president. That's me. But again, you make the call. There's another guy, Henry Enrique Tarrio. He is the head of the Proud Boys far-right organization. Now, he got the book thrown at him. He wasn't even there. But the FBI had evidence, very strong evidence, that he organized, or at least helped organize, the assault on the Capitol. Okay? He got 22 years in a federal penitentiary. 22. He's out. Now, I'd have to look at the case. 22 seems very, very harsh to me, even if you are an insurrectionist, because that's insurrection. All right? What Tarrio was convicted of doing, and I believe it's true, is absolutely trying to overthrow the government in the United States. So, he's out. Now, extenuating circumstances. This is fascinating. Many of the U.S. attorneys that prosecuted these cases knew that the people who invaded the Capitol could not afford to litigate these cases. They didn't have any money. You want to go up against the federal government, you better have $1 million to pay your lawyers and all the other court fees. $1 million minimum. These people didn't have the money. And we're talking about people just milling around, going in and out of windows, that kind of thing. They couldn't do it. So the prosecutor would come in and say, look, you plead guilty to trespass or criminal mischief or whatever it may be. We'll drop the other serious charges and you'll get your punishment. But if you plead not guilty, we're taking it to the max and you're being charged with really heavy felonies. That's what happened in many, perhaps most of these cases. Media has not reported that. I have looked at it. That is what happened. That is not equal justice for all. It's a violation of our Constitution. Because the U.S. attorneys knew these people could not afford to defend themselves against the heavy felonies. They got them to plead down, so they got a conviction. It's wrong. I'm President Trump. Those cases, I'm pardoning them. Not justifying what they did. Now, I think that Donald Trump should tell the American people exactly what I just told you right now. He's not going to agree with me about the people who attacked the police officers. I don't think he would agree with that. But that's okay. I mean, I voted for Donald Trump, but I don't support everything he does, and you shouldn't either. He's a human being, and he's a powerful man, and everything he does should be evaluated in a fair lens. But what has not been reported is the absolute ferocity that the Biden Justice Department used to convict these people. Now, the what about people go, oh, the BLM protests and after George Floyd, that was state beefs, state beefs, different from feds. I don't think the Biden administration would have gone after anybody, but that's just my opinion. There was a case in Portland, Oregon, where Antifa attacked a federal building, but it's nebulous. So there's no what about. What is true is President Biden wanted to throw the book at all of these people. And so did Merrick Garland, the Attorney General. And those were the orders. Get them. Now, because they were all Trump supporters, Donald Trump has sympathy for them. That makes sense? Does all of this make sense to you? Okay. So, summing it up for Trump, I wouldn't pardon or commute any sentence involving violence against police officers. Donald Trump did. But the vast majority of other cases did have extenuating circumstances that I just explained, and those people should get mercy. And I'm glad they did. Joe Biden. Okay. So, in addition to pardoning his son, Hunter, who the House Oversight Committee says got at least $7.5 million from foreign entities. Okay. He's now pardoned, President Biden has, his whole family except for his wife and daughters. They are James Biden, the brother, James's wife, Sarah, Joe's younger sister, Valerie, her husband, and Joe's other brother, Francis Biden. What does this say? It says that all these people got what the mob calls a taste of the money coming into the Biden family from foreign countries and individuals. That's what it says. Why else would they be considered? Now, this happened 20 minutes before Biden left office. Why? Because everybody knows what this is. It's a continuation of the grift. Now, last night I was on News Nation talking about this. Roll it. Just before he walked out of the White House, Biden pardoned his family, everybody but Jill.
Right.
Okay. If I'm President Trump, I ask the Attorney General, Bondi, to appoint a special counsel to investigate the Biden family, even though a full pardon is on the books. Mm-hmm. Because the American people have a right to know.
Really?
Whether there was graft and corruption at the vice presidential level and the presidential level. That's what I do. Would you oppose that?
Yeah, I'd absolutely oppose it. And I think it would be really funny if Pam Bondi picked a special counsel that wasn't someone who was already working at the DOJ and see if the Republicans got upset about that the way they did with Jack Smith.
All right, so Cuomo and many other Americans, probably the majority on the left, don't want to know. They don't want to know if Joe Biden himself took money and what happened with the family distribution of funds from overseas. They don't care. I care. I think you care. But if you don't care, I want you to write me and tell me why. Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. I got an email today from a far left acquaintance of mine, and he's railing. The guy's just railing. Biden. He doesn't want to know. Now, sorry, but graft, bribery, money changing hands at the vice presidential or presidential level, you got to know. Or you don't have a country anymore, as Donald Trump would say. You got to know. And we don't know. Now, there are people who accuse and say that Joe Biden took money. Hasn't been established. We're trying to get Comer on. He's got a book. And I'm optimistic we'll get him on this week, but he didn't have it. He couldn't get it. That Biden himself had money. Because if Biden got paid from Hunter or anybody else, Jim, like that, he didn't put it on his income tax. And that's a felony. Now, Biden can't pardon himself. Okay, so Biden's still hanging out there, the president. But his family, but it doesn't matter. We need to know, even if they can't be punished. January 6th. This is amazing. Okay, so Biden pardoned the members of the committee which tried to crucify Donald Trump. All right, those members are Benny Thompson. These are all Congress people. Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger, Adam Schiff, Zoe Lofgren, Pete Aguilar, Stephanie Murphy, Jamie Raskin, Elaine Luria. Okay? So they're all pardoned. Why? Well, Trump said something that I didn't know yesterday. Go.
By pardoning all of those people that he pardoned, by pardoning J6, the Unselect Committee, they destroyed all of the documents. They deleted all of the information. There's no information. And a lot of the information pertains to Nancy Pelosi because she was given 100, I mean, you know this, it's on tape with her daughter. Nancy Pelosi was responsible for not taking advantage of 10,000 soldiers or 1,000.
I was talking about the National Guard that he put on alert, Trump put on alert the night before January 6th. So Trump is basically saying the J6 committee destroyed documents. That's a felony. U.S. Code 1519. If those committee members, those Congress people, destroyed evidence, it's a crime. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was the accusation, that they destroyed evidence. I knew that Liz Cheney conferred with a woman named Cassidy Hutchinson, who lied her butt off, in my opinion. And I could be wrong, but from what I know, anyway, I know Cheney secretly met with her, and there's all kinds of stuff there. But anyway, that's why that pardon was given to the J6 people in Congress. So, summing up, 2 controversial pardons. I think I've covered this as fair as any human being on earth. If you don't think so, Bill@BillO'Reilly.com, name and town. President Trump's victory is a win for America. That's what most voters think. But Bidenomics has left us with a failing economy. I rely on American Hartford Gold to protect my savings with physical gold and silver, and you should consider that. American Hartford Gold has thousands of 5-star ratings and an A+ from the Better Business Bureau. A tax-advantage gold IRA can shield you from worsening inflation. You can even roll over your 401k or IRA tax-free and penalty-free. So act now before it's too late. Call or text American Hartford Gold. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you for up to $15,000 of free silver on qualifying orders. Call 866-501-5201 or text Bill to 65532. That's 866-501-5201 or text Bill to 65532. Okay, we have a very popular, my internet people tell me, YouTube presentation for you. We have our own channel, youtube.com/Bill O'Reilly. I go after Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez in a very fact-based way, not personal, okay? But it's got more than 1 million views and everybody's going wild and we want you to watch it. And sign up for our free YouTube channel. It's good. Let's go to the mail. Robert Yan, Wheeling, West Virginia. Mr. O'Reilly, spot on again. I cringed as I listened to President Trump speak the truth, knowing Mr. Biden was just a few feet away. However, as you made clear, Joe Biden's the second worst president in our history, and he deserved to be called out. Could have done it in a different way, as I mentioned yesterday, but I'm glad you're paying attention, Robert. Another point of view, David, concierge member on the message board. I agree with you and Bernie about Trump's attack on Biden as part of his inaugural address. Trump has never been accused of having much grace. Not that I disagree with his points, just in the format. John, perfect ending for old Joe pardoning all his family members who took money from Hunter and his foreign contacts 15 minutes before leaving the presidency. Just one more nail in his legacy coffin. Okay. There were people who disagreed with me, by the way, about Trump's inaugural address. They liked seeing Biden suffer. I would step back from that a little bit. It could have been done in a different way, as I made clear. But we respect all opinions here. John, message board, perfect ending for old Joe. No, I just did John. Ray, O'Reilly, why pardon someone if that person is not guilty? Because you can be charged if you're not guilty. And it costs a fortune, as I pointed out. That's why. Michael Swanek, Boca Raton, Florida. Being that Biden gave out blanket pardons, can they still be investigated? Yeah. And I would. Absolutely. Have special counsel look into the Biden alleged grift. It's got to be done. But if Trump does it, you know what the media is going to do. Oh, it's revenge. No, it's for the folks. Phyllis Pescia, Tigard, Oregon, outside of Portland. I was curious if Biden's pardons could be undone. No. And Phyllis goes on to say, because he's mentally deficient. That is not a fact. If he were mentally deficient and they invoked the 25th Amendment, he would have been out of office, but they didn't, so you can't say he's mentally deficient, even though he is mentally deficient. But you can't say it as fact, even though it is. It's kind of complicated. You got to have that step by step when you're dealing with constitutional matters. Frederick Charles Shakir, Quaker Hill, Connecticut. Bill, you're correct about regarding the media focusing on victims of Trump's deportation. The PBS NewsHour already focused on innocent illegals being caught up in mass deportation. PBS is the worst. And the federal government has got to stop public funding of them. They have to stop it. This is outrageous. NPR, PBS should compete on their own. They're so smart and they're so great, they'll go to the top, right? Why do they need my money? I might even give them money if they run Luther Vandross concerts. I wouldn't probably because I don't like them, but I like Luther. But I don't want to pay for it. It's propaganda. It's got to stop. And now I'm going to follow that, boy. Elaine, concierge member, just watched the inauguration, and the pundits on ABC were quite positive. Disney's scared, just so you know. That's why. Okay, not woke revolution. We are the vanguard, the forefront. We had the not woke gear way before anybody else. So executive orders knocked out DEI, knocked out all this crazy stuff. There you go. Shirts, we got mugs, we got bumper stickers. I'm mulling a hat. Would you wear a not woke hat if I order a bunch of them? Some people are scared, because people will walk up and yell at them or something. But if you wear the shirt with the not woke, the hat, let me think about it. But if you want one, let me know. I always wanted to do what you guys want. But not woke gear, BillO'Reilly.com store. Let's go. Let's raise that flag. Not political, by the way. But this country should not be woke. Woke is destructive. Shouldn't be evaluated on our skin color or our lifestyle. That is wrong. Word of the day, don't be a coxcomb. C-O-X-C-O-M-B. Nobody says that word. I love that word, coxcomb. Okay, final thought about how you might make some money during the Trump administration. Last year, investors scored the highest profits in decades. Unfortunately, the rest of us were held back by stacks of bills and credit card debt. Well, Done with Debt has found a solution. They created a brilliant new strategy designed to tackle debt, put cash back into your hands, so you can finally save, invest, and live your life in comfort. Done with Debt goes head to head with credit card and loan companies. Their team of negotiators and legal experts work to significantly reduce your bills, eliminate interest, and erase penalties. Bottom line, Done with Debt helps turn crushing debt into financial freedom. But some of their strategies are time sensitive, so please don't wait. Get the life you deserve. Visit donewithdebt.com. Talk with one of their strategists, absolutely free. Visit donewithdebt.com, donewithdebt.com. Many of us are trying to get our finances in order to start the new year right. And that's great news for homeowners. Interest rates have dropped and are now in the 5s. So if you've been burned with high interest rate credit card debt, it's time to break free. American Financing can help you access the cash in your home to pay off your high interest debt. Last year, their salary-based mortgage consultants helped customers save an average of $800 a month. That's like giving yourself a $10,000 raise. What a way to start the new year. And if you begin today, you may be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. So please call American Financing today, 800-906-2440. That's 800-906-2440. AmericanFinancing.net. Okay, here's a final thought of the day. Now, if I have not proven over the last 7.5 years that we are far beyond any other television news agency in this country, if I have not done that, then I have failed. But I think I have because of our tremendous success. But the competition on network and cable is getting worse. Now they're either ignoring stories or they're purposely distorting them. We don't do that here. I'm going to tell you the truth. If I disagree with Donald Trump, I'm going to tell you. I tell him. He doesn't like it sometimes, but that's my job. And I could be wrong. I'm not always right. Most of the time I am, but not always. But we're going to let it go, and we're going to back it up. So if you're not a premium member or concierge member to BillO'Reilly.com, this is a good time to become one because there's money involved now. The Trump economy is going to go in a certain direction. He is a laissez-faire capitalist. He does not believe in government regulations or a central federal government controlling the economy to any extent at all. You, as an investor, if you have a little money now, you don't have to have a lot, might be able to tap into that philosophy. So I've done a couple of things. We're going to do a big project with Oxford, the financial newsletter. We'll tell you more about it. Those people have made me a lot of money. They're not always right. And I've lost some money on their picks too. But overall, it's been a positive. So we're doing a kind of a history finance thing with them. And they have some recommendation. They'll tell you. I'm not involved with their recommendations. I have no blanket idea whether they're good or bad. But I know that the organization is methodical in its research. So I want to bring you the best economic research I can as part of being a member of BillO'Reilly.com. Okay, if you're a member, you get perks all day long. You more than make up for the very small amount of money we charge you. More than, especially if you're a concierge member. My God. Direct access to me. If you've got a problem, my team helps you. I don't know. It's an insurance policy for your life. Anyway, there is money to be made in the next 4 years. However, this is a volatile time. An attack anywhere, another plague like COVID, any of this sends the stock market down 5,000 points. Need to know that. However, there's an upside, big AI, all of that stuff is coming in. I'm not a tech guy, but I am a very disciplined analyst. And I promise you, we will bring you the best financial information. But you got to do your part, and you got to link up with us on BillO'Reilly.com. That fair? Thank you very much for watching and listening to the No Spin News. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.